This definitely feels like a movie from the 1980s or 1990s that you would find while you were perusing Blockbuster trying to see what you should watch that night. I saw The Legend of Ochi this past weekend, and earlier I said I'm getting How to Train Your Dragon vibes from this, and I totally 100% still agree with that. If you don't know, The Legend of Ochi is the new A24 film about a girl who is on an island, and on that island there are these creatures called Ochi that inhabit the island, and everyone on this island is afraid of these Ochis. Things change when she finds a baby Ochi and sets it free from a trap and then decides to take it home back to its parents. What sets this apart though, apart from being live action, is that it is in a fantastical world, but it is still pretty modern. They still have cars in this world, they still have stereos in this world, but they still do some weird type of fantasy stuff, like Willem Dafoe dons an entire set of armor, and in this island they're all afraid of all these beasts, but they don't really attack them with a full military force. The animatronic puppetry in this is absolutely amazing. These little creatures, they do some great work on this. I want to say they also use stop motion animation as well. They do a few like very far away shots, and the way that they move looks like stop motion animation. And I particularly love practical effects. I love animatronics and puppetry. So I was just loving everything that had to deal with the actual Ochis. By far the most unrealistic part of this movie is that people are afraid of these Ochis. When they bare their fangs, they're a little scary, but look at this guy. He's so fucking cute. Now, plot-wise, I do feel like this movie does slow down just a little bit in the middle part of the movie. There's a whole part where she gets separated from the Ochi, and then they go into a different character, and they do some backstory in there. And that part just seemed very long to me, but I think that's just because I loved the whole dynamic between the main character and the actual Ochis, and I just wanted to see them together again. They also have some very beautiful shots in this entire movie. I think they shot this in Romania and Transylvania, and they definitely used the landscape to their benefit. There are some shots that you just want to look at forever. Definitely think this is a movie that you can take your kid to, even though it is an A24 film. This is definitely made for kids. It feels definitely like a fantastical 80s type of movie, even 90s type of movie, where it's just about a kid and a creature trying to get to a certain place. I feel like they were cranking out these movies all the time in the 80s and 90s, you know, like Free Willy and stuff like that, and this definitely has all those vibes. This opens next week, so if you have a kid and you want to take them to a movie that's a little bit different, if you're into those 80s and 90s movies where a kid finds an animal and wants to take care of them, I feel like this might be the movie for you.